This clip is sponsored by Med Travelers. If you're an SLP interested in travel therapy, visit medtravelers.com to get started. Well, and I'm just curious. So, it sounds like you learned about burnout from going through it yourself and then just becoming more educated about it. But I'm just thinking back, I remember, I think it was I did early intervention. So going into homes, and I feel like it was about 6 years in that I started feeling like, I just go through these spells where I'm like, I don't want to do this. I just feel really unmotivated. And I didn't really even know what it was. This is before burnout became this thing, right? Word that everybody knows. Yeah. And I remember talking to a physical therapist that I worked with at the time and said, I'm just feeling blah. And she goes, yeah, but you know what? I just go about once a year. I have the same thing. It lasts about this long. This is what I do. And then it passes. So I was kind of like, okay, this will pass. But that was the first kind of conversation that I'd actually had with anybody about it. And again, we weren't
very aware thing for her to say, right? Wow.
Yes. Yeah. It actually helped me a lot because I thought, this too shall pass. But when you're working with people, and from all of your experience, what does burnout look like for most people? And I know there'll be some differences, but just what are some of the common things to watch for?
Yes. It is true. Like burnout syndrome, it's become a thing now, right? Yeah. And I think really it mimics the symptoms of anxiety and depression, and it's caused by work-related stress. So, but I think before we even get fully to that, you're right. There is this it's kind of a disengagement. You're just going through the motions. You feel like you're kind of pushing yourself through. You're just kind of making it work. It can feel kind of robotic. And so that's why I think because for most of us, I think our culture perpetuates just like perfectly hidden burnout. It kind of normalizes those underlying or those beginning signs of burnout, because on the outside you might look completely functional, right? But really you're just kind of going through the motions and forgetting, I say some of the early signs are you forget to do, or you stop doing the things that you love to do. You just, or you let go of that project that you wanted to work on, or another thing I say is perpetual panic planning. So that's when you are up in the morning and you're panicked because you don't know what you're going to do that day. So you lose your ability to be creative, your ability to problem solve. You're in SLPs, we love our brains on default. We just love to make things complicated, right? So you lose your ability to, back up a little bit and simplify things. We will dive right into making things complicated. And so I feel like that's kind of how it starts. And then you'll see more of the physical manifestations and the more deep dread and anxiety. I'm an anxious person. That's kind of my baseline. I just know I deal with anxiety on a daily basis. It's kind of my baseline right now. And it has improved, but I think that's pretty common with SLPs.